China's first remotely operated vehicle, ROV, is capable of diving to as deep as 4,500 meters, has recently passed underwater operation tests after 2 months of repeated dives into the South China Sea waters. The ROV, known as Haima, is equipped with 8 cameras and 2 multifunctional robotic arms. It is capable of conducting a number of deep-sea operations, including shooting pictures and videos, positioning and retrieving samples. Tao Jun, project manager of Haima ROV, said the research and design of Haima took them 6 years. 90% of the parts of the ROV were produced by Chinese manufacturers. Middle of last month, and Haima had finished its last test, successfully diving into a 4,500-meter deep sea basin in the center of South China Sea and finishing a series of scientific experiments. Unlike a manned submersible, Haima was connected to its mothership by a cable, through which power can be supplied and data can be transmitted. Tao said it can stay in deep sea for a long time, using its robotic arms to finish many complicated operations. There is no time limitation for it nor risk of manned diving. During the test, the Haima successfully placed seabed markers and seismometers, then retrieved samples, tested geothermal gradients and the seabed through its robotic arms. Scientists say Haima's successful test marked that China has fully commanded the key techniques of deep-sea ROV. China's goal for developing Haima is to have an equipment with the ability to conduct operation in 4,500-meter deep waters. The underwater operation relies on the use of robotic arms. The Haima has 2 arms. This one has 5 functions and another one has 7. Tao said each one with different functions would be used for different operations while showing the robotic arms of the ROV. He added they can conduct experiment on seabed or grab samples such as rocks, creatures on seabed, then put them into the sample container. Most of the key parts of Haima, including the control system, power system, and buoyancy materials, were independently designed and manufactured by China. ROV is a highly maneuverable underwater vehicle controlled by a crew on board its mothership. It is often used for deep-sea operations, including scientific research, sample retrieving. The vehicle is a crucial device, especially for underwater crude oil and gas exploration. If you look to the stars for guidance, a village in the southern Indian state of Tamil Nadu might be a good place to head. Known as the Astrologer's Village, it is home to hundreds of fortune tellers. Some use tarot cards while others use astrological charts and parrots and guinea pigs to tell your fortune. In rural Tamil Nadu, a tarot card reader using a guinea pig to help him is not an uncommon sight. But what is unusual about Idaikom, a village in southern Tamil Nadu, is that so many astrologers live here that is it known as Astrologer's Village. Idaikom has as many as 30 families, with 1 or more members taking to astrology as a means of livelihood. Traditional astrologers, palmists, tarot card readers and clairvoyants are everywhere. Tarot card readers can be seen sitting with a guinea pig or a parrot in public spaces like parks, where for as little as 40 rupees, which is less than $1, they will ask their pet to pick a card for you from a stack and predict your future. But the traditional astrologers are taken more seriously, and people often go to them before making major life decisions like marriage or career choices. Tangkapan Pichaya is one such astrologer who has been doing this for decades. He too, like many others in this village, hails from a family of astrologers. Pichaya starts his day with a prayer in a temple nearby and goes to his consultation center. For people who don't have an astrological chart, he makes a fresh one for them based on the astral positions at the time of their birth. For those who already have a chart, he interprets it for them, be it the past, present or future. At the center, Bichai is consulting with Gracie Rajendran and his son, Shahjan. They are here to seek career guidance for Shahjan through astrology. He has completed his graduation and is undecided whether he should pursue a master's degree in business administration or go to the UAE seeking a job. Pichaya tells him that he will do well on both these paths, but will have a lot more luck in a governmental job here in India. Gracie, who lost her husband 3 years ago, says that she goes to the astrologer seeking advice because there is nobody in her family to guide them. Everybody goes to the astrologer here to ask for information because whatever he says comes true. Shahjan says that he went to the astrologer seeking clarity between his two options. Since the astrologer said both options will do well for him, he has decided to go to the UAE for work. Besides making career decisions, astrologers also match horoscopes for a potential bride and groom and tell their families whether the couple should get married or not based on the horoscopes. Critics have, however, slammed these predictions and the superstitions associated with it for years. One such critic is a local man, Manoj Puthiyavila, who says using animals to tell fortunes is senseless and that the whole planetary model the astrologers base their predictions on is flawed. He says that they don't consider Uranus, Neptune or Pluto to be planets, only the Sun and the Moon. How can a bird or a rat or something know about the future of a person or individual? The future of an individual is decided by so many social and economical factors, not by superficial factors. He says the astrologers enjoy such popularity because as more and more large families become smaller, nuclear units, people need someone to share their sorrows with. But despite such criticism, astrology here remains a growing profession. Testimony is that is 71-year-old Puyarvanam Kaviratnam, the oldest astrologer in Idaikal. His father was an astrologer too, and so are his 3 sons. Despite his one-room office, clients keep walking in to seek advice and get predictions from him. He says that the popularity and following the astrology has only grown in the last decade and is still growing. 10 years ago, astrology wasn't so popular. There wasn't this much respect in this profession, but now, compared to 10 years ago, it has picked up, and the profession is gaining more and more momentum. It can only surge further, and the revenue is also increasing. A prediction these astrologers will be hoping comes true. President Mahindra Rajapaksa has emphasized the fact that he will not allow any community to trample any other community. It is the objective of the government to make the lives of all Sri Lankans prosperous. He assured the people that he will not allow an injustice to happen to any community. The president emphasized these facts at a function held upon declaring open the new Manmunai Bridge in Batticaloa recently. It is significant that the construction work of the bridge, which was started in the year 2012, has been completed ahead of schedule. The people who used to cross the lagoon by ferries can now cross it within a period of about 1 minute. The president, in his address during the function, pointed out that the certain people are attempting to create clashes between the communities and religions by spreading false propaganda and gossips. Among those who attended the function were the governor of the Eastern Province, Rear Admiral Mohan Rama, Chief Minister Abdul Najib Majid, Minister Nirmala Kotalawala, Deputy Minister A.M. Hizbullah, Bashir Segudawud, Vinayaga Murthy Mural Tiran, and the acting Japanese ambassador to Sri Lanka, Mrs. Asako Utayo, and several others. Only 16 years since the opening of its first subway station, Tehran's underground railway network boasts the Middle East's longest line. Tehran Mayor Mohammad Baghir Ghalibaf launched the second of the 3-phase project to join the southwest of the capital to its northeast. Line 3 will be stretching 37 kilometers long route starting from southwest in Islamshar to Laxgarak in the northeast and crossing some of the busiest parts of the capital city. It will have 23 underground and 8 at grade stations. Nearly $700 million were spent to dig out 3 million cubic meters of soil for the standard gauge of 1,435 millimeters. In a bustling metropolis like Tehran, buses cover virtually all the streets, but since they are crowded and slow, most travelers end up using taxis. Now, the expanding subway system is good news, not just for those who wish to spend less time commuting, but for environmentalists as well. Tehran has one of the busiest subways in the Middle East and the cleanest in the world. Currently, nearly 3.5 million passengers use the subway every day. Construction work are still underway to add 200 kilometers to the rapid underground transport system. Upon completion of all the lines, the system will reach a length of 430 kilometers. A group of activists have created sculptures in a wetland in Birjan city in southern Khorasan province to raise public awareness about the necessity of protecting the environment. The theme of the festival was to warn people about their behavior that put the nature and environment in danger. A group of the participants' work showed a man drowning to say, if man harms the nature, then he will be in trouble and cannot survive. Another group made a giant bird sculpture to warn against indiscriminate hunting, and the other group depicted a drought land. Improved communications network and adequate security measures have ushered in new hub for tourism in the hilly districts of Rangamati and Bandarban in Bangladesh. Improvements of roads not only facilitated the communications of the tourists, but also brought changes in the lifestyle of hilly people. With the improvement of road communication, agricultural goods produced in the hilly areas are reaching various places, including the capital Dhaka, quickly. As a result, the farmers are getting fair prices of their products, ultimately making stronger the economy of the hilly areas. In Rangamati, Kangrachari, and Bandarban, there are some scores of hills, lakes and rivers where tourists could spend some days to feel rested. People tired from their regular city lives can go to the hill districts to have a different experience. In the past, it was troublesome to go to the hill district, but now the communications have improved a lot and it has become easy to reach the hilly areas. The wooden art is very special. It contains history of Mongolian ancient traditional ethnic Mongolian nationality. There were wooden dolls which wore different type of Mongolian traditional dress, which are Kak, Urankai, Bayat, Torgud, Buryat, etc. It was showing to the audience to find out traditional dress. The primary purpose of the wooden art gallery is to introduce the Mongolian traditional clothes to the younger generation. 4 teachers took part in the art gallery. There were more than 50 wooden dolls. This is Noronsambu. He made the doll with his own hands for this gallery. He was working in the National Creative Center since 1998, and he was happy to create and show his product in the gallery after 16 years of work. Sarantuya, teacher, started her career since 1997. She has been awarded many times due to her great creativity and productive work. Nyamnyere is also a teacher, had been working at the National Creative Center for a long time. It is her 23rd year. All 4 teachers are very happy to introduce their products to the audience.